very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are coming live from the Oman Cricket Academy. Today is the D-Day of the SkyExchange.net presents fan code Oman D10. We are in the last stage of the Super 4. We are having two games lined up. Bousher Busters taking on Ruwi Rangers first, coming soon. And then we have Kurum Thunders versus Amerat Royals. Both the matches will decide who the finalists are. The final will be played later in the evening. Ruwi Rangers are on top of the table of the Super 4 with 4 points. Bousher Busters haven't won any. A wonderful scenic view of the Oman Cricket Academy. That's the reason why a lot of fans come over in the evening to watch some interesting and exciting tussles. Oman Cricket Academy has played host to the inaugural edition of the Oman D10. It's been a fantastic, exhilarating game so far. Some thrilling sixes, some terrific bowling, some terrific ground fielding. We have seen it all. A strong wind blowing across the Oman Cricket Academy ground. We have two grounds. One ground is hosting the Gulf Women's Championship and the main turf seeing the final leg of the Oman D10. The first game about to begin soon. Bousher Busters, which hasn't won any of the games in the Super 4 stages. They are playing against Ruwi Rangers, which has won both the games. So Ruwi Rangers, a win here will seal their place in the final. We are live from the Oman Cricket Academy. And this is the points table in the Super 4 stages. Ruwi Rangers on top. 2 out of 2. 4 points, 0.72. Kurum Thunders, 1 victory, 1 loss, 0.80 net run rate. Amerat Royals and Kurum Thunders would be really battling out in the second game with a net run rate of 0.68. Bousher Busters have lost both the games and it would be more of a consolation win here if they win today against the Ruwi Rangers. With the match, final day match, and that too being played on the same pitch, let's go down to our co-commentator Suhas Vedam, who has got the pitch report.
SkyExchange.net presents fan code Oman D10, and it's time to tell you the story of the surface and how it might pan out. What we've seen so far is that tons of runs are being scored, but come the later part of the day, that's when it tries to slow down a little bit, giving a lot more impetus and a lot more spin for wonderful slow bowlers. What will happen today though? As far as the first game's concerned, this is going to be a batting paradise. This looks like a puzzle to me, not because it's difficult to decode or anything, but the surface of it. There are smaller cracks if you come closer. Smaller cracks in the fuller length area. And these cracks are nicely gelled with each other. It's not that they're opening up, or they will as the game progresses or the day progresses. They're going to remain the same. But look at the length area. Lovely amalgamation of dry grass and the cracks. Now this is an interesting piece or patch of play here. You pitch over here, you don't know what the ball's going to do. And that is when you can get the better of the batter. Having said that, if I win the toss, come the big game, I would really like runs on the board.
So that's the pitch report. A batter's paradise, as Suhas Vedam has predicted, for the batting side which wins the toss. It's been a terrific pitch. Almost 30 matches have been played and it's stayed true to the conditions. The ball has carried very well. The spinners have got late grip in the evening. It's been a fantastic, excellent curator stuff from the chief curator here at the Oman Cricket, Mr. Anup. You can see this pitch. It's got a bit of a grass at the fuller length area, but the cracks haven't opened up, and that's very important. So there's pace, there is for everyone. The batters have got the ball coming up to them very nicely, so they can go for the shots, and that's the reason why we have seen scores 150 plus 2. And there have been something in the air in the evening when there's a bit of a swing. There's a nice breeze blowing across the ground, and sometimes it helps the pacers with the tailwind coming in, the seam coming into play. So it's been a terrific cricket, and let's see who has won the toss in the opening game of the last stage of the Super 4. Bousher Busters versus Ruwi Rangers. We have Suhas Vedam with the toss.
Toss time here at the beautiful Oman Cricket Academy. SkyExchange.net presents fan code Oman D10. The captains have arrived over here as Ruwi Rangers are taking on the Bousher Busters. The captain of Ruwi Rangers, Wasim Ali. The captain of Bousher Busters, Fawad, is here today. And in between them is the match official, Mr. Sagir. The coin will go up now. Number is the call. And Khanjar it is. Ruwi Rangers have won the toss. Wasim, what have you decided to do?
We would like to bat first today.
Any specific reason behind batting first?
I guess from a couple of last matches we have been bowling first and we have been doing good with that. We have been good with our chases. So just going into the final, would like to bat once more. So just in case, it just good setup for the final for us.
Any good total that you think in mind?
I guess the maximum we get, but I guess anything above 130 should be a good total on this. I think there are scores getting chased down 120, 130 across. Yesterday we chased down around 120. Absolutely. So anything 130 plus should be good for us, I guess.
Any changes in the side after what happened last night? Incredible game.
Yeah, 3 changes. Sanut, Naseem, Khushi, Kalimullah not playing. Mujib, Imran and Mohit comes back in the team.
All the very best, Wasim.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Fawad, what would you have done?
To be honest, we would bowl first, but we lost the toss and we are going to bowl first, and it's good sign for us.
Yeah, the toss just becomes a formality for you. Any changes in the side today for this particular game?
Yeah, we have only one change. Eddie Bai is not playing, Adnan Ilyas, and as for Ajanta is playing today.
Within how many runs would you want to restrict your opposition on this kind of a track?
Yeah, we will try to get them in minimum runs, under 100 runs, and that's our target.
All the very best.
Thank you so much.
So the news from the centre is that the Ruwi Rangers have won the toss and they've decided to bat first.
So Ruwi Rangers high on the confidence. They would like to keep the winning momentum. They won the toss and elected to bat. They're targeting a score something around 130. That's what the skipper for Wasim Ali has predicted. Bousher Busters would be chasing the score, and a very good afternoon with me, my fellow co-commentator Shoaib Ahmed.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Ashok. Ruwi Rangers versus Amerat Royals. Ruwi Rangers playing 11. Hanan Rizwan, Hasnain Ali, Imran Alam, Jiten Kumar, Ramanandi, Khalid Kail. What form he is in. Mohammad Usmani, the keeper, Mohammad Rafi, Mohit Patel, Mujibur Ali, Shafqatullah and Wasim Ali.
Bousher Busters going strong with Abdullah Rauf. Ajanta Panchalingam gets a chance. Asif Khan, Bilal Mohammad, Fawad Ali, Hamad Ifrak, Mehdi Hassan, Prithvi Machi, Shubho Paul, Sid Mehta and Sufia Mahmood.
Right, so we are at the Oman Cricket Academy. The 2 umpires walking out in the middle. On the left is Sagir, on the right is Mujahid. Both the umpires have done a brilliant job so far in this edition of Pancode D10, and they'll be looking forward to this game as well. Another high-pressure game, of course. Not a lot to play for. Ruwi Rangers already qualified, and Bousher Busters are virtually out of the game. Of course, when I say already qualified, I mean almost qualified. If nothing wrong goes their way, they should be playing their final. They've been a finalist, they've been the champion side in the D20 format, and they look well set to get into the finals of the inaugural D10 edition as well.
Absolutely. Bousher Busters openers. Coming onto the field, it's Shafqat and Hanan. They have been giving the teams good start, and that's what would be required here for Ruwi Rangers. Apologies. Shafqat and Hanan coming in for Ruwi Rangers. Bousher Busters to bowl. Ball in the hands of Bilal Mohammad Shah. So Hanan and Shafqat have given the team some good quick start. They'll be looking for a good one here. Shafqatullah has scored 142 with a strike rate of 205. That's a very healthy strike rate. And giving him company at the other end is Hanan Rizwan, who too has got a fantastic strike rate, 193 with 151 and 8 sixes. Shoaib, the openers have been delivering the goods. What do you think?
Well, really, they have been exceptional, and so has this man, Bilal Muhammad. Yesterday, I saw him bowl live, and he was quick and fiery. 10 matches, 8 wickets for him, and a very good economy of just 8 runs and over. He's been exceptional, he's been brilliant, and he's definitely knocking the doors of Oman cricket. Meanwhile, here we go. Let's play, says the umpire. Bilal starts off with the first ball down the leg side. Will be called a wide by Sagir, the umpire, and 1 run will be added to Ruwi Rangers total. They get off the mark with a wide.
Yes, Bilal straying down there. He needs to keep a tight line here if he has to avoid Sagir, the umpire. Non-striker end. At the square leg we have Mujahid. So Bilal conceding a single with a wide. With the power play on, we have a deep square leg and a sweeper cover.
Oh, that's a good ball outside off and equally well played. Won't get a run because the ball went straight into the hands of the point fielder. Bilal, once he gets his rhythm right, once he has found that right length, he can be so lethal. He is unplayable.
Absolutely true, Shoaib. He has been in fantastic form, bowled some terrific deliveries, generates a lot of pace off the pitch, and he holds the ball seam up. And when he holds that seam up action, he has the ball generate a lot of pace.
Slower delivery, but in the slot, high and handsome. Will go the distance. We'll have to wait. Yes, that's a maximum. So Hanan reading that ball early, and he's dispatched that over long on for 6. He looks good. He has been very impressive, and his good form continues.
The key for this shot, getting the maximum, was reading of the ball quickly. He expected it a slow one. He got a slow one, and he got it in the slot. Wonderful clean hitting from Hanan.
Yes, that's right. Went for the slower ball, Bilal. I would think if he wants to bowl a slower ball, he should get that fielder behind on the boundary ropes and then bowl the slower delivery. Had he done that, that would have been a catch. This time quicker and fuller, and the result is another cracking boundary from the bat of Hanan. He's taken a liking towards Bilal. This time it was fuller, quicker, outside off, and nicely driven. Hanan gets another 4.
That's a terrific cracking shot. What a shot. This is absolutely caressing the ground, kissing the ground and rushing to the boundary. 4 more runs. Hanan off to a quick start. A maximum followed by a boundary. 10 runs of 2 balls.
Well, Ashok, the basic formula is that you have to concede boundaries where you have fielders on the boundary ropes. That's how you need to bowl.
Indeed.
That's a much better ball, but this time he's played that in the gap. Nothing wrong with that ball. Just a little wide, yes, but the placement was impeccable from Hanan.
Absolutely. Such a strong placement. Just guiding the pace of the ball towards the backward point boundary. Absolutely superb shot from Hanan. He seems to be in a very good nick. This is wonderful batting from Hanan. Just guided it through the point boundary and the ball raced. There's no chance for the fielder there. Most of the fielders are inside the 30 yards. This is the power play overs. Only 2 men outside the field. One at sweeper cover and other at the deep square leg. Bilal Khan. What next? He's gone for runs. 2 boundaries and a maximum already scored. This time he goes high. Has he connected it well? Fielder chasing it, but it falls in a no man's land. Hanan is safe. Just a single there.
Oh yes, Hanan continues the onslaught against Bilal. Expensive over, 16 runs off it already and 1 ball yet to be bowled. That was short and hurried on to Hanan. Couldn't middle it, but lucky that the ball just cleared the 30 yards and the fielder as well. Shafqat will be facing Bilal for the first time in this over.
Yes, Hanan couldn't get to the middle of the ball. It didn't get the meat of the bat, and that's the reason it fell in a no man's land. Didn't carry. Another short ball from Bilal. This time it's a well-directed bouncer, but it's been edged wide by umpire Sagir. The height could be the issue.
One for the over signaled as well, and has been called a wide. Let's look at that. Banged in short, and yes, that was a wide ball. Way over the batter's head. He will have to bowl that again. There's some, oh yes, some damage to the pitch. It was his spikes. I think the wicket was wet and it's not dried as of now completely, and hence the spikes doing the damage. I'm sure there will be a quick fix with the pitch expert, the pitch curator Anup, and his hard-working men.
Yes, with a lot of matches being played on the same pitch, the ground staff rushing. Here we have some quick fix formula. Yes, you could see the dry pitch. With almost 30 matches played on this very same turf, there are definitely some concerns.
Well, look at the keenness of everybody, because everybody knows they'll be impacted with that change in the wicket. So everyone wants to have a look and see how it's being repaired and whether that will make an effect while batting for Bousher Busters. Let's look at that over so far. That was the first ball, a slower delivery in the slot, waited and then hit it over for 6. The second shot was the best of the lot. It was fuller and he had drilled it straight down the ground between extra cover and mid-off. This one, again, deft touch, just placing the ball in the gap. Nothing too fancy, no fuss about it. And that has been a brilliant start from Hanan. 15 of just 5 deliveries. Shafqat is yet to face a ball. We'll quickly check the points table of this edition of Fancode D10. We've seen some really good fights and some battles. But the teams have done really well in the points table. Let's look at the points and the standings in this edition. These are the 4 teams that qualified in the Super 4. Ruwi Rangers, 2 matches. They've won 2 games and they're right at the top. Kurum Thunders have a game to be played yet. Amerat Royals also have a chance, so that's going to be a virtual semi-final. Kurum Thunders and Amerat Royals, if they win, they will top the table as well.
Yes, indeed. So the quick fix formula has been applied on the pitch. Bilal rushing in for his last ball of the over. Much better ball, but Hanan is quick for a single. That's the end of over number 1. Ruwi Rangers 18 without loss.
Coming left arm over.
We are bringing this live coverage courtesy ITW Smart Productions, Prod G.
Yes, ITW Prod G. Smart live production. That's in the slot again. This time he's middled it. It's gone high and Hanan is flying. In fact, this is Shafqat this time who joins the party. Very well played. First ball from Fawad, slightly fuller, and Shafqat has dislodged and dispatched it into the stands for 4.
That was a loosener from Fawad. Well hit straight into the galleries. This is terrific hitting from Shafqat. Clean hit so confident, and the ball sails high into the galleries. Fawad Ali has picked up 12 wickets with an economy of 11.22.
Well, that's a full toss. Played straight back to the bowler. Chance for Shafqat. But was not anticipating a loose ball, a full toss.
Fails to exploit a full toss. It came with some speed. Taken aback. Not able to exploit that full toss. Shafqat.
Oh, that's another good shot. That is a good length delivery. Chance for the fielder. He was interested, but then the ball just sailing over the mid-wicket fielder. No chance whatsoever. That was hit hard. That was hit flat, and he'll get 6 runs for that.
Yes, the ball travelled at some pace. The Lanky sit on the boundary. Did try, but the ball was going at a very good pace. Much higher than the Lanky sit on the ropes. No chance there.
Not a bad ball at all, Fawad. That was a good length delivery, but the way Shafqat read that ball so early. Brilliance. Again, a slower delivery. He slashed and he's found the fielder. Sufyan doesn't drop many. That's the first wicket. Shafqat going for one shot too many, but he has perished. And Fawad is a happy man. He's got his bragging rights and he is smiling at the moment. Big wicket, prized wicket of Shafqat.
Yes, a fantastic breakthrough coming against the run of the play after Shafqat hitting a boundary. This time Fawad comes back, comes stronger, doesn't get to the pitch. A thick edge, and that's Sufyan taking a very smart catch. Shafqat has to depart after a quick 13 of 5 balls, including 2 sixes. Ruwi Rangers 30 for 1. So the fall of Shafqat's wicket brings the informed batter Khalid Kale. What a dream run he's having. 258 in 9 games. This is the 9th game with a strike rate of 227. That's incredible.
Well, when I personally think about Oman cricket, the first name as a player that comes to my mind is this man, Khalid Kale.
Why not? 19 sixes so far.
Very well played. Soft touch. Again, good bowling from Fawad. Started and welcomed Khalid Kale with a slower delivery. He was not anticipating that. So, one up Fawad on that occasion. Khalid Kale is a good batter. We'll come to that. That's the wicket of Shafqat. Slashed and found the fielder. Sufyan taking a good catch. Fawad is bowling well, but Khalid Kale, I would rate him as one of the best in Omani cricket. The AB de Villiers of Omani cricket.
Well, that's quite a big tag on him, Shoaib, but he is definitely performing like AB. He has been consistent, except for a rare failure in the 9. End of over number 2. We'll come back to the chat. 31 for 1 Ruwi Rangers.
Power play. Next time. That's it, Lexi. Bowler come right arm over to you.
Shoaib, coming to the point we were discussing, Khalid Kale there, as you said, the tag of AB. What's most interesting is he plays all across the park. He's a 360 player, and that's why he's so important and he's getting so many runs.
Spot on. He is a complete batter. You bowl him on the off, he'll play on the off. You bowl him on the onside, he'll play you on the onside. And sometimes, if it's on the middle, he decides where he wants to play and plays it on his merit and on his will. That's a beautiful shot. Great use of the wrists It was not a bad ball again. It was right on the stumps, but he decides that he wants to play it fine and does that with so much ease. 4 more.
This is class written all over. Absolutely superb. Stamp of authority, shows the confidence he has with the scores on his side. A nice looking four.
Very difficult as a bowler to be bowling to Khalid Kail. The margin of error is negligible. Oh, that looks close. That looks close. No. The umpire says it's going down leg. Sagir is not interested. He started moving off as soon as the appeal was made. So clearly he's got an idea of where the ball was going after pitching. We'll have to see that in the replay.
This is some smart bowling from Bilal. The earlier ball was also on the same line, which was flicked, but this time it's come a bit quicker. Khalid Kail beaten there, and it does look going down towards the leg side. So that's a good tussle between the bat and the ball. Bilal coming up with a nice delivery. It's interesting that the batters have taken the power play with the paces coming. So the ball is coming good, and we need to see whether they can capitalize on this.
Slow delivery played towards the Kaukan fielder. Will dive, but will not get there in time. Bilal doesn't know what to do. The fielder needs to be where he wants them to be. With the square leg fine, there's always a vacant area towards that mid wicket, and he's targeted that, placed it beautifully. Hanan, again, he's making it difficult for us not to give him credit. He's coming out and performing every time.
The decision of batting power play vindicated. 9 of 2 balls. 3 balls. Beg your pardon.
Slower delivery. They will get a single. So that will bring Khalid on strike.
Yes, Khalid has been looking good. How they would like to exploit the fielding restrictions. Bilal Khan, always a treat to the eyes to see his run up. Such a gentle one, but he's a gentle giant. Bowls with a fiery pace. This is a slow one. Nicely flicked there by Khalid.
Bowling a little wider from what he was initially. Oh, that's a quick delivery, taking the inside edge of the bat. Khalid Kail. Well, nothing can go wrong for Khalid Kail. Everything can go wrong for Bilal. That's how it has been in this Bilal versus Khalid contest.
Yes, that's a lucky escape for Khalid Kail. Almost chopped it on his wickets. Goes for a big one, doesn't connect it, gets an inside edge, and that almost went crashing into his stumps.
Khalid Kail, 9 of 5, last ball of the over. 12, 14 runs of it. Has been expensive, Bilal. Slow delivery edged, and there was a chance for Rauf. Just over his head. Again an edge, and the result, another 4 runs.
49 for 1 after 3 overs. The early exit of Shafkat Ullah for 13 did not hamper the run flow. Hanan not out on 20. Khalid lucky with the last ball boundary, batting on 13, living a charmed life. Khalid Kail twice survived, once almost got the ball onto his stumps, and this time over the wicketkeeper, a thick edge. So 2 lucky boundaries coming of Khalid Kail's blade with the power play option taken. We've got a much spread out field. Sufyan Mohammad Mahmood has been Sufyan to come. The bowling change. This time a slow ball. This has been hammered straight to the long off.
So you're right about Bilal being used in the third over for the power play. They could have used Sufyan, who likes to mix things up with the field spread out. 3 men on the leg side and 2 on the off. A third man. In fact, an extra cover and a long off on the offside. Slashes it. There is protection there. Will only be a single, but they've reached that 50-run mark in just 3 overs. And that has been a normal scenario, a normal day in the life of Ruwi Rangers.
Absolutely. They've been getting good starts. And this is another one. Nothing extraordinary, nothing new for Ruwi Rangers. They've been getting the starts, and that's the reason why they've been targeting scores of 120, 130. Slow ball again, and this time it's been cut past the boundary. Backward point boundary.
Yes, 4 more for Hannan. If he's bowling the slower delivery, he has to bowl it on the stumps. If he bowls it wide with the fielders inside the 30-yard circle, all Hannan needs to do is just place it in the gap, and he does that beautifully on that occasion. Gets 4 for himself and Ruwi Rangers. He needs to bowl the middle and leg stump. And I tell you another reason why he needs to do that. Because if he does that, he'll make Hannan play towards the bigger part of the boundary where he has fielders on the boundary ropes. So bowl with a plan.
Yes, and the last shot was very nicely placed. The placement was perfect. It bisected the 2 plays. This time again a slow one, and just as you mentioned, this time is right on the money. Batters going for a quick couple of runs.
That's a much better ball from Sufyan. I'm sure that must have been the plan. Just the execution on the previous delivery was outside off. But he is a thinking bowler. He knows his strengths and he knows his weaknesses as well. And that's good running between the wickets as well. They just placed it with soft hands and took 2 runs.
Yes, absolutely. Very good understanding between Khalid and Hannan. And Hannan was very quick off the blocks. This one again a slow ball. Hannan reads it and just punches it to long off for a single. So runs coming in, though not in the form of boundaries as they would have expected. Sufyan has kept them quiet except conceding a single boundary towards the backward point. He has considered only single and doubles. This is the glittering sky exchange.net fan club presents D10 trophy, which would be handed over tonight. Goes for a big heave. The slow ball foxes him. Just a single. End of over number 4. Ruwi Rangers 59 for 1.
Bowler come left arm around to you. Batsman, left arm around to you. Captain, 1 over behind, 1 over behind. Hey.
3 bowlers used. Fawad Ali, the only bowler to have picked up a wicket. 1 for 13. Bilal Mohammad gone for plenty. 2 for 35. Sufyan Mahmood bowled a tight over. 1 for 10.
New bowler being brought into the attack, Mehdi Hassan. 8 matches, 3 wickets, economy of 10.36, has been in and out of the side. Hasn't gotten an opportunity, but today could be his day.
Nice ball to start. Forces the batter to go on the back foot. Back foot punch. Just a single.
Yes. Bilal, whenever he's bowled well, Bilal, Bousher Busters have more than often than not won the match. Catch it is the call, and it is taken. So I said it could be his day. Well, it looks as if it's going to be his day. Mehdi Hassan gets a wicket, the big wicket of Hanan. That's wicket number 2 for Ruwi Rangers.
With the ball slower in the air, it didn't come as expected. Hanan going ahead with his shot. Doesn't get to the length of the ball, and a very easy catch taken by Fawad Ali.
Well, just a very ordinary shot, was not in the position to play that. Wanted to clear the infield but couldn't do it, and he's walking back. So second wicket down. Hanan Riznan is walking back. 28 of 12. Ruwi Rangers are 60 for 2.
New batter, Mehdi Hassan picks up a crucial wicket. Hanan looked dangerous. The stand-in skipper, Wasim Ali, scored 111 with a terrific strike rate of 241.30. Hit 11 sixes so far in the 6 matches. This is his 6th match.
Well, he peaked actually at the end of the tournament, just 2-3 matches back into the game. He started hitting the ball, middling the ball very sweetly. He's not a big hitter of the ball, but he's an excellent timer of the cricket ball, and that's why he's so dangerous and so pleasing to the eye as well.
Yes, he makes the shots look so effortless.
There you see, that's the reason why he's so pleasing to the eye. First ball in the slot, and he's made full use of it. Good front foot planted out, full swing of the bat, very good body balance, and the result is 6 runs.
Yes, indeed. This is a textbook hit. What a shot. Terrific hitting from Wasim Ali to welcome Mehdi. Facing the first ball, he charges and gets the maximum.
That's a much better ball from Mehdi. At a good length and got some turn as well. So only a single can be taken. Ruwi Rangers 67 for 2.
Yeah, it was very well negotiated, very well tackled. Wasim Ali didn't get much of a room. So some intelligent bowling. After being hit for a maximum, he comes back strongly. Mehdi Hassan definitely getting a bit of a spin.
In the slot, fuller delivery, and the result is half a dozen more. Khalid Khail will not leave those. That was an easy ball, easy pickings, and Khalid Khail dislodges it into the stands, onto the side screen. 6 more.
That was served on a platter, and Khalid Khail obliged. He had no problem dispatching it over the boundary.
The left-hand, right-hand combination definitely affecting Mehdi. He's not been able to change his line and length according to the batter. And that is why we see more often than not teams preferring that left-hand, right-hand combination so that the bowlers cannot settle themselves in. Another ball in the slot, and this time it's even bigger. It's gone even further, but the runs will be the same. Unfortunately, that's what we can give maximum. That's 6 runs, but that shot deserved much more.
Absolutely. Khalid treating the bowler with disdain. This time he has toyed with his ball, got it in his slot and dispatched it to a huge, mighty one. A biggie that brings the end of the over number 5. Ruwi Rangers 79 for 2. Ruwi Rangers players, Vino Matthew, the manager, having a good laugh, hearty laugh. He manages two teams, Ruwi Rangers and Amerat Royals. So prefers to bowl, beg your pardon, prefers to wear shirts rather than any team jersey. Fawad Ali coming in to bowl. Field for Fawad Ali, who considered 13. Long off, long on. This time a hit and a miss.
That was a very good ball. Very close to that off stump. Wasim. I think Wasim likes to play against the spinners a lot because he moves his feet a lot better against the spinners. Here you see the front foot not going into the line of the ball. He just opened it straight on, and that's why he couldn't judge the ball, the height, the length. He needs to get closer to the ball and play.
This time he gets it, but doesn't middle it well. Just a single. Shoaib, that's exactly the point. If you're going to go for a hit for the pacers, you need to get into the line of the ball. He was nowhere in the line of the ball in the previous delivery. This time he came in the line of the ball but couldn't connect it very well. Shubho Paul the fielder. So this is good bowling from Wasim. Sorry, Fawad.
Yes, Wasim and Fawad, both of the same stature. If you look at them, same height, same build. So it is obvious to get confused. No ball, and that's gone high. It's gone so high, we can't even see it. That's gone the distance, I think. Yes, we'll have to wait for the umpire's signal. A no ball and a 6. Well, that's terrible bowling. Fawad Ali must be disappointed with himself.
Yes, after bowling two good deliveries, this time bowls a loosener, goes for a big one, doesn't connect it, gets a top edge and goes behind the wickets and just clears the rope. A free hit coming up, and this time he has dispatched it straight to the fielder. Can he take it? No. Misses it, and this another 6. So 6 is coming in quick succession. 2 6s of Fawad Ali's delivery. This was a free hit.
Well, Khalid quickly, as usual, moves on to 40 of just 13 deliveries. You don't even know, you don't even realize how quickly he scores runs. And in just a matter of minutes, he is from 0, he reaches 40, 50, 60. That's how brilliant and how great he is when it comes to batting.
Yes, he's got a good RPM. That's very quick run. Very good run there.
You're right, RPM, runs per minute. He's got the highest RPM. Very well said, Ashok.
94 for 2. Fawad Ali proving to be costly. Already considered 28 in 10 deliveries.
Wasim is also scoring at a strike rate of 200. 94 already, Ruwi Rangers. Another run added to that, make it 95. And I think Ruwi Rangers are well set to get to at least 140, 150 from here on.
That's what the stand-in skipper Wasim had predicted at the toss. So they are on course for a very good total, very healthy total. They'll ride high on the confidence. They know they are on the cusp of the final. A victory here will only secure and seal their berth in the final.
Another good ball outside off. And that is what, again, let's look at that shot from Wasim Ali. You see, he's not moving towards the ball. His front foot is always going straight and not across, especially for the ball that is bowled outside off. Look at that now. His front foot, there you go. It's opening up straight. It has to go closer to the ball if he has to connect well.
Yes, with the pacers, he's a bit stuck there on the crease. When he plays the spinners, he takes his chances, comes out, uses his feet. But with the pacers, he can't unless he walks down the pitch.
6 overs gone. And Ruwi Rangers are looking very strong. 97 for 2.
So another shining, glittering trophy. Player of the tournament would take home this beautiful trophy.
Well, I would like to play just to get my hands on that trophy. That's how beautiful that trophy is.
Good luck.
The only motivation you need, just
Chal
look
aaja,
at that
late hai.
trophy.
Sitting pretty next to the main title trophy. Prithvi Bachi brought into the attack, and he has been dispatched of the very first ball by the informed Khalid Kale. That's some wonderful hitting. A loosener from Prithvi Bachi, taken on a full toss, and this has been dispatched for a maximum.
Well, Khalid Kale, you bring him to a D20 format, he'll score runs. If you bring him to a D10 format, he'll still score runs. I think even if you give him 5 overs, he'll still score a 50 in those 5 overs. That's how great a batsman Khalid Kale is. He's been scoring runs left, right and centre.
And he has done very well in the 50-over format too, in the domestic circuit.
Another fuller delivery, much better from Prithvi. Gets a single, and he quickly moves on to 49, just 1 run away from another 50, Khalid Kale.
Ruwi Rangers also racing past 100 mark. They are 104 in 6.2. It would be interesting to see how Prithvi bowls to Wasim. Wasim is known to go big against the spinners. This time tries it, but doesn't connect it. Prithvi does well to pull the ball, and no run.
Yes, again that front foot, I'll need to change that. He is such a good batter, Wasim. Plays that one down the ground for a single.
Yes, that's smart bowling from Prithvi Machi. How does he come up to Khalid Kale's shot-making abilities? And this time Khalid has cut it, but straight to the fielder at the point. No run.
So 1 run away from 50. Khalid Kale, well deserved, much deserved, should have and will hopefully score that 1 run and get to his 50. That's a wide delivery, and they will go for that single. 1 more run, and that's another 50. A blistering knock from Khalid Kale. He has been exceptional throughout the tournament. Every time he's come out to bat for Ruwi Rangers, he's come out with some intent. He is one masterclass. He is a special talent. He's the one to look out for.
Absolutely. Ruwi Rangers 106 for 2 after 7 overs.
Bowler ready.
Khalid Kale, the standout player, blistering 50 of just 19 balls. He has been a vital cog in Ruwi Rangers' journey to the final. They're almost on the verge of final. He was a key player in the D20 title. So Khalid Kale has been the fulcrum around which Ruwi Rangers' batting has revolved.
He's been very instrumental, you're right. And Asif Khan now being brought into the attack. Starts off with a good ball. Has been played in the gap. They'll only settle for 1.
Yes, this was a much better delivery from Asif Khan to start the over, with runs flowing. Ruwi Rangers already racing to 107. 8th over in progress, the first ball of the 8th over. A better delivery from Asif Khan restricts them to just a single.
Asif catches the call, will fall short of the fielder there, at long off.
Asif keeping it tight. Just keeps conceding 2 singles. This is a good comeback from Bousher Busters. This time goes dancing down the pitch and he's hammered it straight to the long on. Just a single.
Well, the slower you bowl to Khalid Kail, the better. If I were the captain of Bousher Busters, I would find the slowest bowler in my team and I would make him to bowl. Maybe try with a part-timer, somebody who doesn't bowl too often. Because time and time again, we've seen bowlers who are not regular bowlers. They come and they take wickets.
Yes, this time he has pulled it away. And that's a good 6. Is it a 6 or a boundary? We need to check. But this was a very good pull from Wasim Ali. A short ball.
Lucky escape, I would say. The fielder was way inside the boundary ropes for some reason that I cannot comprehend. With a batter hitting so well and Wasim Ali so strong on that onside, you would want your fielders to be starting behind the boundary line and come into the boundary line. But what we've seen here is that he was way too inside of the boundary ropes. Had he been on the ropes, this would have been a catch. Look at that.
Yes.
Where was he standing? What was he doing?
Yes, that's poor fielding sense there from the fielder.
Now he's starting from behind the ropes. This is what he should have done before that ball.
So the umpire has declared it a 6. So after 3 good deliveries, this time he's gone high. The ball is in the air. Fielder coming down and that's a very good catch. So Wasim Ali has to depart after a quick 17 of 9 balls.
Yes, he looked good for his 17, hit some really good clean blows. But this time the googly has undone. Wasim did not read the ball from the hand. And that was hit high in the air. It's gone high up and a good catch.
Yes, that brings the end of Wasim Ali's quick knock. 17 of 10 included 2 sixes. Ruwi Rangers 115 for 3. Last ball of the 8th over to come. Asif Ali coming to bowl his last ball after picking a wicket, and this time it's been pulled straight to the fielder. Just a single. So Asif Ali having a nice chat with Khalid Kail. End of over number 8, 116 for 3.
बल के पीछे जा राइट ही है
Eight overs gone, 116 for 3. Khalid is still out there, and that means danger for Bousher Busters. If they need to get back into this game, they need to take his wicket right now. And to do that, they've brought Sufyan back into the attack. He's given away 10 runs. And as we always discuss in the com box, Sufyan has got the ability to break partnerships, take wickets. He's the man with the golden arm for Bousher Busters. Can he do it one more time?
Yes, he's known to break partnerships. This time a slow ball and he's got it. He has castled it. He has castled Khalid Kail. And the slow ball does the trick. Shoaib Ahmed spot on the money. Maybe he has to try out some luck at the casino.
Well, Sufyan Mahmood, brilliantly done. I think credit needs to be given to Prithvi Machi to bringing him into the attack. I think a little too late, but better late than never. Slower delivery, wanted to sweep it, premeditated shot, and that has brought a very good, entertaining innings from Khalid Kail to an end. 53 of 23. Ruwi Rangers are 116 for 4.
Jiten Kumar Ramanandi, the new batter, has got a healthy strike rate of 195. Hit some mighty sixes last evening for Ruwi Rangers. So Sufyan high on confidence after picking up the prize wicket of Khalid Kail.
Oh yes, absolutely brilliant. Sufyan, experienced bowler, played for Oman. Another slow delivery high up in the air. Who wants it? Sufyan Mahmood going himself for the catch, coming underneath it and grasped it. Well, he should have taken that. He is one of the best fielders in the Bousher Busters setup. And he's dropped it.
Yes, the ball was there in the air for quite a long time.
Right, let's head for a quick interview with Shefali, who's got a special guest alongside herself.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Shefali Bagga, and today I have with me a very renowned personality. He is the former Sri Lankan player and also the Chief Development Officer of Oman Cricket. Welcome, sir. Duleep Mendes is with us.
Thank you very much.
How are
pleasure.
you?
Pleasure to be with you here.
Thank you. Since you are the Chief Development Officer of the Oman Cricket, can you please throw some light on the development which have taken place in the Oman Cricket Board?
Well, I started way back, about 10 years back, and Oman was in about Division 5, and we started working our way up, and there were few setbacks, but still we kept on fighting, and today that we are in this position, ODI status and T20 World Cup, twice participated in the World Cup, and we are heading for the 50 over tournament, the World Cup. Hopefully we are currently we are heading, and hopefully we'll end up in the first three and participate in the 2023 World Cup in India.
Okay.
But there were so many things that we put in place over the years. Thankfully to the current chairman, Mr. Pankaj Chimji, the secretary Madhu Singh Israni, the other pillars of Oman cricket, and they gave me all the backing right through, and the board of directors. It was a pleasure working for them over the years, because I have been with Sri Lanka cricket for more than about 10-15 years, and then came back here. At the start we were thinking which way that we could start, whether we will concentrate on going up in the ladder in the international cricket or the grassroots level. We started both together, but at the end we thought we will accelerate a little bit with the international scene, because we wanted to create some interest amongst all the locals and the people in Oman. So we started doing that first, and I think we have taken the right path, because in that we reach this level at ODI level and T20 World Cup level. But now we have started a program, a scheme where we could concentrate more on grassroots level and to develop grassroots level.
Yeah.
And our ambition is one day at least to get 2-3 Omanis to be in the national squad. I hope it will happen soon.
Hopefully,
because there are so many people, so many Omanis who are interested.
Yeah.
And currently we have about 7-8 Omani teams, all Omani teams participating.
Yeah.
In fact, we will have another Omani, all Omani team, 7 teams participating in a tournament during Ramadan time.
All right. Talking about this tournament, like Oman D10, how do you see a shorter format tournament like this?
Well, I think it was a good one that came at this time, because we had first the T20 and it was a success at that time, and now we started this T10 because it is spectators are quite interested in this, and that is why especially we started this, and it is quite popular now. D10 is being played all over the world, and it's a quick game, a quick result,
Yes.
and that is what people want.
Actually, that's very nice and very inspiring for all the players who come up here and play these kind of tournaments. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to more such tournaments in future. Over to you, the commentary
Thank you.
box.
Well, thank you, Shifali. Interesting conversation and insights from Duleep Mendis, the Chief Development Officer of Oman Cricket. He's been, again, instrumental in the development of cricket in the entire Gulf region, but especially in Oman. This one's gone high up in the air and will be taken, yes, after a juggle, after a skip in the heartbeat. He will take that catch. Sid is the fielder. 127 for 4. It's Jiten Kumar Ramanandi who's walking back.
Asif Ali picking the wicket in the last over. Not getting to the pitch of the ball, goes for a wild hit. The ball takes the edge, and Sid, after fumbling once, gets it right on the second attempt. Jiten Kumar out for 6, which included a 4. Ruwi Rangers 127 for 5 with 2 balls to spare. This time he has gone big, and that's really sailed into the car park. This is fantastic hitting. Usmani, who was the hero yesterday, comes to the crease and comes in style. Declares his arrival in absolutely super fashion.
Well, that was a low full toss. He converted that, and again, the key was that balance of weight. Again, high up in the air. This time he's not middled it, has he? But doesn't matter, because it will still go all the way over the ropes for 6. This is some brilliant hitting coming in from Usmani in the death. Last 2 balls he had, all he had to do was play them over the ropes, and he did that with so much of ease and comfort.
Absolutely a superb, stunning end to Ruwi Rangers inning. 139 for 5. This one, he didn't connect it very well, but still got the elevation and the distance. What power in his arms. This is absolutely stunning, power-packed punch from Mohammad Usmani. What a player he is. Ruwi Rangers would be very happy. They were targeting a score of 130, 140, and they are around the same. 139 for 5. Hanan Rizwan got them to a good start. 12 balls, 28 runs after the departure of Shafkat, but it was Khalid Kale's terrific innings. 23 ball, 53, which was the standout. Mohammad Usmani, 6 balls, 16 runs. Wasim Ali, 10 balls, 17 runs.
Right, for the bowlers, well, they got wickets, but they all gave away a lot of runs, and that's why 139 is what Ruwi Rangers could manage. The pick of the bowlers, Asif Khan, 2 overs, 25 runs, 2 wickets for him. Mehdi Hassan, Sufyan Mahmood and Fawad Ali, all getting 1 wicket each. 6 extras and 139 is the final score on the board. The first innings looked really good and looked in favour of Ruwi Rangers, and that's thanks to some really good batting from the openers. Of course, Shafkat and Hanan, as always, gave a very good start to Ruwi Rangers, especially in the power play overs. They kept hitting those boundaries. They also found gaps at regular intervals until that happened. They lost their wicket. Both the openers fell, and in quick succession, some big hitting came in from Wasim Ali. But again, the man of the moment, the standout performer for Ruwi Rangers, time and time again, it was Khalid Kale who came out and hit a few big hits. Meanwhile, Wasim Ali fell. And then followed Khalid Kale as well. Good bowling from Sufyan. He got that wicket. But the runs kept coming in thick and fast for Ruwi Rangers.
Yes, and the last few balls from Asif Ali were taken to the cleaners. 2 good massive hits from Mohammad Usmani concluded the Ruwi Rangers innings at 139.
Right, so the first innings has panned out in favor of Ruwi Rangers, while Bousher Busters will come out to bat in the second innings. They'll be needing 140 runs. Will they be able to chase that? We'll find that out after a short break. Good afternoon and welcome back to Oman Cricket Academy. It's SkyExchange.net presents fan code Oman D10 is the Super 4 and it's Bousher Busters taking on Ruwi Rangers. We are coming live from Oman Cricket Academy. Ruwi Rangers batting first had a blast out there in the middle. 139 for 5 is what they managed in their 10 overs, and a lot of that was because of Khalid Kail, the batter who's absolutely in blistering hot form for Ruwi Rangers. 53 of 23 deliveries and some vital important contributions coming in from Wasim Ali and Mohammad Usmani as well. Hanan Rizwan also scored 28 important runs for Ruwi Rangers.
The pick of the bowler Asif Khan, 2 for 25, Fawad Ali and Sufyan Mahmood. Sufyan Mahmood taking the prize wicket of Khalid Kail, bowling with a slow delivery, foxing him, 1 for 17. Mehdi Hassan picking the other wicket.
So Bousher Busters need 140 runs in their 10 overs at 14 runs an over.
A challenging target, I would say. Ruwi Rangers bowling is no mean bowling. They have got some very accurate bowlers, very good bowling strength they have. It's an all-round team. Good batting on the top, followed by good all-rounders. So they pack a very stable and a compact side. And that's the reason they have been achieving victories. They won the D20 title. They're looking good and looks to be the favourites for the D10 too.
So yes, and not the main players are not playing in this match. A lot of changes. Naseem Khushi not there. Khalimullah is not playing this game. They've been rested. So clearly their bench strength also is very, very strong.
The regular skipper Sanut Ibrahim too is absent in the first match. Maybe the three would come in the final later today.
So yes, 4 teams battling it out in the Super 4, and we're just waiting for the match to begin as the 2 umpires are walking out. Mujahid on the right and Sagir on the left.
Yes, a big tall order for Bousher Busters. 140 if they want to record their first victory in the Super 4 stage. They lost both the games yesterday and they're playing the final league game in the Super 4. Each team plays against each other in this format, with the top 2 teams advancing to the final later tonight. Abdul Rauf, the batter, a lot will depend on his innings. He has given them some very blistering starts. He's a fantastic stroke player and a lot would depend on his innings today.
Oh yes, Rauf and Asif, 2 explosive batters for Bousher Busters, are walking out in the middle and they have their work cut out. Asif Khan had a great run in this edition, 213 runs for him and a strike rate very good, 165.
Abdul Rauf has been in excellent form, also scored more than 200 runs with an excellent strike rate of 192. 16 sixes he sent out of the park.
The bowler Hasnain Ali, 8 matches, 11 wickets, he's been good, and today finally he gets the new ball. Every time I see him I feel that he should be bowling with the new ball in his hand, has the ability to bowl the outswingers, has the ability to move the ball in the air, and has a knack of taking wickets as well.
Yes, power play on, there's a deep mid wicket. Umpire Sagir.
Bowler come right arm out.
Says play. Hasnain Ali to bowl the first ball.
Play.
Bousher Busters chasing 140 to win. Rauf on strike.
And there you go again, straight away movement in the air. So if you see Ashok, bowlers have managed to get swing in the air during the evenings under the lights, but very few bowlers in fact have been able to get some swing in the air during the daytime. And this man on your screen is one of them. He's got the ability to move the ball regardless of what the time of day it is.
Yes, indeed. And with the strong wind blowing across and Hasnain bowling from the com box end, I think it's a good ploy.
थोड़े रन करके आवाज निकल रही इसकी.
Yes, Hasnain bowling from the Oman tail end. Rightly mentioned, with that wind blowing across Ashok, this is a good decision from Hasnain and the skipper to start off with him. Bit of swing in the air. And if you keep bowling that, it's going to be difficult for Rauf and Asif Khan to play their shots.
Yes, indeed. That's some very nice, sensible bowling from Hasnain, getting a bit of pace and a swing. Hasnain, 2 dot balls to start. A tall order for Bousher Busters chasing 140. There you see. Strong winds.
Straight down the ground again. Fuller delivery to mid-off. No chance whatsoever for any run. So 3 dot balls from Hasnain and immediately pressure rising on Bousher Busters.
Yes, this is very good bowling from Hasnain. And when you have the batter, the opening batter, the informed batter Rauf under pressure after 3 dot balls, there is a chance that he may go for a big hit, miscue it. So there's a good chance to see some big hit coming up. This time straying down the leg side. It's not connected it well, but the ball will anyway race to the boundary.
Hasnain has been bowling well. He doesn't have to try a lot, but on that occasion he tries to go a little short, tries to bowl a lot quicker, and the result is that he is gone down the leg side. Leg bye signaled by the umpire, but that will be 4 added to the total.
Yes, and when you bowl a ball like this, the pressure is released. After good 3 dot balls,
look at that. Rauf is wanting to negate that swing and play late, and hence he's standing inside the crease. But I think that's not the right thing to do with the ball moving. Normally you see batters coming out of the crease and standing so that they can negate the swing. A different approach from Rauf.
yes, indeed. He's standing much deep in the crease, possibly expecting Hasnain to get the ball onto his bat so he gets enough time to go for a shot down the leg side. This is a short ball, couldn't connect it. Wanted to slap it across the offside.
Yes, again he's standing inside the crease, both the feet inside the popping crease. But I would not know, I don't think that's the right ploy to be playing against a bowler who's able to swing the ball away from you. Slower delivery, and that's been tonked. Regardless of where you stand, Rauf has the ability to clear the boundaries with so much of ease. That was a slower delivery from Hasnain. Again, trying too much and compensating and being penalized for that. That's gone the distance. 1 over gone. Bousher Busters are 10 for no loss.
ठीक है भाई, आप एंजॉय करो. आपसे नहीं करना, कोई बात नहीं, टाइम आएगा. खैर है.
कैप्टन कवरिंग लेग.
क्रिकेट है, या टाइम चेंज होता रहता है.
कमिंग लेफ्ट आर्म ओवर. इधर आ जाओ.
10 runs on the board. First over has been bowled and the runs are coming in Not because the batters are playing some really good shots, it's because the bowlers are bowling in a very wayward manner.
Yes, that's 6 of the last ball. He read the slow ball quickly. Rauf got into the position, and with him standing deep in the crease, it was very easy to tonk him towards the mid-wicket fence. Mohammad Rafi from the Oman LNG end. A good ball to start, but that's not been connected, but still runs would come towards the square leg. Just a single. And this is the ball we are talking about. A slow ball, read well in advance by Rauf. Gets onto the knee and smashes it over the mid-wicket fence. What a 6. That would give him a world of confidence. He needs to go for some quick runs, score big, if Bousher busters have to chase down 140. Good ball, seeing the batter coming down, sent it across wide of him. Good delivery. A dot ball.
One of the bowlers for Ruwi Rangers who's got a chance to perform and has delivered for them as well. Rafi. Now he's standing in a proper situation, proper position. One leg outside the crease, the other inside. This one has been played up and over and will go all the way for yet another boundary. So Rauf is taking it on against Ruwi Rangers.
He's the only batter at the top for Bousher Busters who is capable of tonking these type of shots. He knows the restriction in place, makes maximum use of it. One bounce into the boundary.
Yes, him and Asif, both these players are capable of hitting some really meaty shots. Asif, I remember, scored 5 sixes in an over against Muzahir from Kuwait Warriors. So both these players have the ability. Another good ball from Rafi.
Yes, Rafi comes back with a very strong comeback after being tonked for a boundary. This time it's a much better delivery. Again going for a wild heave outside the off, misses it. Rauf has been in excellent form. He has been more consistent than Asif, and this is the field for Rafi with Rauf at strike. You've got a long off, long on. This time tries to go big. It's hit his toe. Wild heave, and he's down on the ground. The ball has hit his toe. Rauf seems to be in pain. Maybe got an inner edge from his bat. We see how it has happened. Going for a wild heave. The ball has hit him high on his thigh.
Well, that looks nasty. Taking the edge of the bat and hitting him on the unprotected area of the leg. We'll have a look at it from the other angle that we have. Slower, and yes, it has hit him right on the knee, on the side of the knee, and that must have hurt. It doesn't hit as much when it hits your flesh, but it hits a lot when it goes and hits at your bones.
Yeah, that's quite painful, very hurting. Ruwi Rangers had a smooth sail, just like this bird, going for a good flight, taking off. Ruwi Rangers have taken off very well. Bousher Busters would like to emulate the bird in the sky.
Ruwi Rangers are flying high in this. SkyExchange.net presents fan code Oman D10. 5 runs already in this over. This has been a good over, and there's a stoppage of play as Rauf has hurt himself. The magic spray comes out, and magically the pain disappears. A combination of sprays there, Ashok.
Yes, one would be the painkiller that would help him overcome the pain. The other would be to numb it. So that's the reason why they are opting for both the sprays.
Well, Mr. Ashok Purohit is not only a sports journalist, a veteran sports journalist, but also a doctor.
Well, the reason is that I interact with a lot of sports consultants.
Of course.
And these are the boundaries that have happened in the innings of Bousher Busters. It trickled, and this one, a very nice hit over the mid-wicket fence. What a hit it was. Read the ball early. And this is one bounce to the boundary. So Rauf is back on his feet. Asif Khan at the non-striker's end, giving Rauf the company.
Rauf is on his feet now, and he's ready to face the last ball of the second over. 140 is what they are chasing. They need to be at least 28 runs. Runs should have been their par score. They're behind by 13.
Yes, Rafi bowling a tight line. Not given much. Let's see what he does with the last ball. This time a full toss. It's been hammered. And it's gone straight to the fielder. So the injury break disturbed his concentration. Lost his focus. Hits it straight. And Rauf picks up a wicket. A very important wicket of Rauf. You see the dismissal. Bowled is
slower delivery from Rafi, and that's the end of Abdur Rauf. 10 of 11, and he's walking back. Bousher Busters are 15 for 1.
Play continue. Continue.
2 overs, 15 for 1, Bousher Busters, and in comes Wasim. In fact, he's the skipper who's managing his troops. He's just making sure his fielders are in the right place, Ashok.
marshalling his troops. In the absence of Sanut Ibrahim, the regular skipper, Asif Khan has got a big role to play after the departure of Abdullah Rauf. Hasnain had a good opening over. Fielding changes. So very strong offside cordon for Hasnain.
But he plays it on the onside, and he plays it on the onside and over it. That's gone above the boundary ropes. It's gone the distance. Asif joins the party as soon as Rauf leaves. Hasnain has been taken for a 6.
Yes, this ball came in the slot. And he gives a good charge. What a shot. Wonderful maximum. Almost going on the outer side of the fence of the stadium. Hasnain under pressure after conceding a maximum. Had just conceded 6 in his opening over. But has conceded 6. This time a better delivery. Just a single there.
Yeah, just a single alongside the long on area. Khalid Khail will stop that. He played it along the carpet with intent. Did not want to play it high in the air. 7 runs of the first 2 balls, and Bousher Busters need a few more of the big hits. As in comes a new batter, Hamad Ifraq. First ball in the slot has been played in the gap. Chase for the fielder. They'll stop that and they'll settle for 1. Hamad wanted 2, but Asif said 1 is enough.
Yes, that's a good call from Asif. He sent a good throw. Hannan Rizwan patrolling the boundary. Did well to cut a boundary and then sent in a very strong throw, restricting the batters to just a single. Hasnain coming back with 2 singles after conceding a 6. No leg side fielder in the circle. This time again he has stonked it, and this is a mighty one straight into the seatings. What a 6. Hasnain going for 2 sixes already in the over. This time middle on leg, short ball, picks it very well, and the ball sails into the empty stands. Bousher busters 29 for 1.
What a great shot that was. Right from the middle of the bat, just short. Whenever Hasnain has bowled short, he's been punished. He needs to be a lot fuller and should be able to move the ball. But on that occasion, bowling short hasn't worked for him.
Yes, he needs to get a better line. Bowling short to Asif Khan, who is a very attractive stroke player, is not going to do anything good.
So here we go again. Hasnain starts off. Another Yorker length delivery. That's much better from Hasnain. But he's already leaked some runs in this over. 15 off it already. Last ball of the over still left.
Yeah, this was a much better delivery after bowling those short balls that were hammered into the empty stands. 2 sixes already in the over. This time it was a low full toss, trying the Yorker length. Hasnain has got good experience. Ifraq going for a bat switch. Hasnain coming in with the last ball of his over.
Has to finish off well. Nicely played straight down the ground. Ifraq is happy to take singles and rotate strike. End of the over number 3. Bousher busters are 30 for 1.
Batsman, bowler coming left arm around.
So 3 overs. Bousher busters are 31 for 1. Chasing a target of 140. Mujibur Ali is being brought into the attack. 3 wickets for him. This is his 3rd game. Left arm around the wicket, straight into the hands of the point fielder.
Yes, Mujibur getting a game in the absence of the lanky Kalimullah, who's possibly getting ready to excel in the final, which Ruwi Rangers look certain of. So the young Mujibur Ali. This time a better ball, but that's been dispatched. And a wonderful attempt for a catch. That would have been one of the best catches, best running catches.
Yes, very difficult to take those, but Khalid Kail will be disappointed with himself. He should have taken it. He did everything right, reached the ball. His hands reached the ball as well. He had to run backwards, yes, but just had to hold on to it. Oh, just popped out of his hands at the last moment.
Again charges down the ground. Just a single. So runs just trickling. No boundary of the first 3 balls. Ruwi Rangers would be very happy with Mujibur's spell so far. Bousher Busters chasing 140 at 33 for 1.
That's gone high in the air. Will land safely. Ifraq has not been able to middle it as much as he wanted to, and not from the meat of the bat.
And these singles won't bother Ruwi Rangers. Bousher Busters need 6s and 4s if they have to close into the victory target of 140.
Slow delivery up in the air. Catch it is the call. Will be taken. That's the end of Asif. Another wicket falls for Bousher Busters. Mujibur strikes. He's been very disciplined with his line and length. Was always probing, always asking questions. And his questions have been answered in the form of a wicket.
Yes, the previous tidy spell put pressure on Asif. He had to go for a big one. And this is a very good catch from Mohit. A running catch. Asif departs for 16 of 77 balls, 2 sixes. Bousher Busters 34 for 2. 1 ball left for the last 4th over. Mujibur. A nice ball again. Just conceding a single. Batters interested in the double and they will go for it. The second run. This is some casual fielding from Ruwi Rangers fielders. The second run was not on, but a casual approach leads to an extra second run. 36 for 2 after 4 overs. Both the openers of Bousher Busters back in the dugout. Abdul Rauf for 10, Asif Khan for 16 of 7. Ifraq batting on 6. Shubhapal has just arrived, taking the guard.
Next one, run.
Bowling change. Mohit coming into the attack. Bousher Busters struggling. 36 for 2 in 4, chasing a target of 140.
Mohit again, one of the bowlers who's done well for Ruwi Rangers. He's one of the spinners, the head of the spin bowling department, so to say. Mohit Patel has been leading from the front. 6 wickets for him, has bowled in pressure situations. And look at that economy. It says a lot about this character. 7.27. Well below the others.
Good ball to start. Shubha comes down the ground. Takes a quick single. Interested in the second, but this time an alert outfield denies. Bousher Busters just inching. They need some big hits. They need to accelerate the run rate. This time is slower. The ball taking a bit of a turn. Cut. And there's just a single there. Nice looking drive to the extra cover. So runs coming only in singles, which is fine for Ruwi Rangers. Bousher Busters need to put a pedal on the accelerator. Mohit Patel keeping a tight line. This time flights the ball. Again a straight drive, but that's a single and they are interested in the second. There's an overthrow. Mohit fails to collect a throw and the batters complete the second run.
Yes, the keeper should have backed on the bowler, Usmani. He was standing there just watching the show. And he's quickly apologized as well. He said, sorry, I'll keep that in mind the next time.
So nice bowling from Mohit Patel. Not giving them the chance to free their arms. Just singles trickling. An overthrow got them the second run. 5 deliveries, conceded just 6 runs. This is excellent bowling from Mohit. Again a nice ball, almost a Yorker length, but this time it beats the fielder and it races to the boundary. So the last ball fetches a boundary to make his bowling spell a bit costlier. End of over number 5, Bousher Busters 46 for 2.
Well bowled, Mohit. क्या बात है यार, थोड़ा bowler. Continuing, coming left arm around.
Bousher Busters understanding that they have a big target to chase. 94 of 30. The asking rate shooting up. Mujibur coming into bowl his second over, and this is a nice cheeky shot. Will fetch them a boundary. This is a very good lap shot. Runs finally coming in boundaries. Much needed boundary there for Bousher Busters. This time very well played. Just guided it with a lap shot behind the wicket keeper. Ifraq looking good. This time a wide ball. Mujibur missing the line after the boundary. Concedes a wide. Bousher Busters require 89 of 29.
Well, that equation getting very difficult for Bousher Busters with every passing ball, every passing delivery. They are not able to score runs. That could have been out had that been a direct hit. So another run added to the total, but that's not going to be enough for Bousher Busters.
Yes, indeed. Singles are not going to bother Ruwi Rangers. They look on the brink of making it into the finals. And what a journey it has been. Right from the D20 title to the finalist of D10. They look to be firm favourites later tonight. And they would be meeting Amerat Royals versus Kurum Thunder's winners.
Yes, a slight push again for a single. Ruwi Rangers have been a side to beat, and key players Khalid Kail, one of the key players for Ruwi Rangers, slashes it but straight to the fielder. They'll take a single.
Yes. So keeping it tight, Mujibur.
Yeah, key players for Ruwi Rangers. Wasim, another player you would want to watch out in the big final. He's good with the bat. This one has been flicked off the pads. Looking for 2 and will get them in the end. Two more added to the total. Usmani also will have a big role to play later in the night.
Yes, indeed. This time he has gone for a big hit, but not enough power in that shot. 2 more runs. Not going to harm much. Ruwi Rangers. End of over number 6, 58 for 2. Four bowlers have been used and some excellent bowling. 2 overs 22 runs for Asnin Ali. Rafi picked up 1 for 5. This is excellent bowling. Mujibur Ali 1 over 17 runs, 1 wicket. Mohit Patel 1 over 10 runs. Bousher busters, after the fall of the two explosive openers, have been struggling against the tidy bowling attack of Ruwi Rangers. They have not shown the intent, they have not shown the character to go after the chase. It's a tall target. 140 is not going to be easy in 10 overs against an attack like Ruwi Rangers. But the lack of intent is surprising. They lost the 2 games and that could have been playing in their minds.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think that is definitely one of the factors. They just want to play this game out, but the intent, as you rightly mentioned, has to be there. Shubhopal is on 11 of 6. Imran, that's the dugout of Bousher Busters, have been in the middle of the table even last time and this time as well. This time they did one up. They came into the top 4 but haven't been able to get to that next level, haven't won a game yet.
Yes, I think something has been troubling the Bousher Busters. The early defeats in the Super 4 stages, the Cook 2 defeats yesterday has put pressure on them, and with Ruwi Rangers piling up runs in the last league match, Jiten Kumar misses the mark. Umpire Sagir says you have to bowl it again. Bousher Busters struggling at 60 for 2. They need big hits.
I think if they would have batted first, they would have felt the chances were a lot more had they scored 120 around. This one will find the fielder yet again. But because they were asked to bowl first, and Ruwi Rangers, the strong batting lineup that they have, they were virtually put out of the game in the first innings itself.
Yes, once they scored 140, Bousher Busters were really under pressure. They knew that even if they have to win, they can't win big. And Ruwi Rangers assured themselves virtually of a berth in the final. And this is a chance of a run out there, but Jiten misses it.
Oh yes, that was on the pads. He didn't know where the ball was. He wanted to go for the run, Shubo. And that could have been trouble had that hit the stumps.
Jiten Kumar bowling down the leg, follows the batter, and yes, he would have been much short of the crease there had he hit the stumps. So Shubhopal surviving. This time again follows the batter on the leg side.
And that should have been done. That should have been a run out. Usmani was too far from the stumps. He tried to disturb the bails, but he couldn't just reach there in time. Hanan, well done. Good fielding. Usmani, you'll get another chance.
Yes, this is the chance. Played it down the leg side. Hanan came charging down on the ball, and in one good action sent in the throw. Usmani was a bit far from the wicket and couldn't reach. This is a full toss, a beamer, and this has been hammered over the fence. That's 6 runs after a long dry run of boundaries, and it's a no ball for the height. So 7 runs. Jiten Kumar This time bowls a slow ball. Ball goes straight to the fielder. End of over number 7, 71 for 2. Bousher Buster struggling there, 71 for 2. The two openers, Abdullah Rauf and Asif Khan, not clicking this time. Hamad Ifrak, unbeaten on 18. Shubhapal, unbeaten on 21. They got a tall order to chase. 140 is the victory target. A bowling change. Wasim Ali coming into the attack has picked up 3 wickets at an economy of 11.40. And we have a change in the com box. Very good afternoon, Suhas Vedam.
Thank you very much. And this could be taken. Oh, put down. Shafqat's put it down. Would you believe it? He himself cannot believe it. He's just wondering, why did that pop out? That should have been taken at all levels of cricket.
Absolutely. This is a dolly, a catching practice which we do usually in the nets.
This one's got bat and a good amount of bat on it. Fielder gets around it, will pick up 2. 2's not going to hurt the Ruwi Rangers much here.
Not at all. Ruwi Rangers cruising towards victory and a seat in the final. The D10 final. They are D20 league champions. And this would be a chance for them to make it a double delight.
It's not getting the elevation as well. The pressure is getting to them. Ifrak's a very good cricketer with the bat in hand. Shubho is one of the most wonderful hitters of the cricket ball, but the pressure is on.
Wasim Ali is not giving them the pace.
That's it well. That's in the gap as well. Well done. That was actually heading towards the boundary rope. Ruwi Rangers making the double Bs work for every single run.
Yes, they are struggling. They are made to earn. They're made to fight for each run. And that's very good Ruwi Rangers. They have been all-round cricket from their side. They have batted well, they have fielded well, they have bowled well. And they deserve to be in the finals.
Yeah, Ruwi Rangers thinking it's a matter of 2 overs. That's what stands between me and the final. To try his best there, Wasim. Very acrobatic.
Absolutely, he is a fantastic fielder. Wonderful cricketer, young cricketer. Captain the Oman under-19 side, under-16 side. What a prospect he is. He should be getting into the national ranks very soon.
Those are big words indeed.
He has done himself very good to prove a point, and this time down the offside looking for a wide, but
that's absolutely fine. Had he been a left-hander to start off with, then he can probably question, or not even then. 8 overs gone, 78 for 2.
इमरान चश्मा लगा के डालना अरे लगा के डाल अमी भाई बढ़िया है बढ़िया है
Bousher Busters require 62 of 12. A bowling change. This time Shubhapal goes for a big one, but straight to the boundary man.
As far as Khalid K is concerned, he's not at the edge of the boundary rope. Do you think he could have made a catch out of it? Or
I don't
is he
think
just
so.
looking at the situation and doesn't want to risk anything over here? Doesn't want to put his body on the line. And he's quite comfortable taking it on the bounce as well. But he's bowled well so far. Oh, that is a clean strike. That'll travel for 6. Ifraq is providing some customary blows, but it'll not dent the equation.
Yes, indeed. These are coming very late in the innings. Imran bowls a bit shorter, and this time it's been hammered over the mid-wicket fence.
I think that's not a bad idea at all. He will be looking to go mid-wicket again. Now the fielder at deep mid-wicket is not moving an inch.
Hits it again.
Single.
Hits it again to the same region, but this time down the ground.
140 the target. Ruwi Rangers were incredible come the big day. They're big game players.
Absolutely. They have rested 3 players in this game.
That's it.
Catch it is the call. This should be taken. Mohit doesn't make a mistake. In fact, he's looking at the boundary rope as well just to check how much he could have gone further having completed the catch. Imran's picked up a wicket too.
Yes, this is good bowling. They had to go for the shots. They don't have anything left now. They have to play the shots. This time he tries it. Plays it straight down the ground, but it's straight into the hands of Mohit, who is an excellent fielder.
He definitely would have given the bowler a scare though there, Mohit. 26 of 16. Shubhopal departs 86 for 3. Hit really hard but straight to the fielder. What a time to come in and bowl as well. 9 overs gone, 87 for 3.
कितने साइड किड़ी साइड पे
bowler coming.
यानी कि मेरे को अंदर लेके आई उसको
Right arm over to you.
Bousher busters into the last over, chasing 140, 87 for 3. Shafaqutullah to bowl the last over, and this time a big shot straight into the boundary. That's a good 6.
Very good 6. A day late and a dollar short, but 6 nonetheless. From the meat of the bat. Oh, what a good shot this one is. Not even teasing the fielder in the deep. He knew he's got the elevation. Floating it up there. Shafqatullah. That's because the equation is under control for Ruwi Rangers and out of reach for the Bousher Busters.
Yes, Bousher Busters would make their exit after the defeat, which is now a mere formality. 4 more deliveries left.
Bowler coming.
Chasing 140. They're 94 for 3.
Right arm around to you.
Very good delivery. Such a good delivery. Teasing the batter till the end, but dipping at the last moment.
Yes, this is excellent death bowling. A perfect line and length. What else? A dot ball in the final over. This time it's flighted, and Fawad Ali has hit it straight down the ground, and that's a 6.
That was quite a blow, isn't it? Fawad Ali opens his account of the second delivery. Bam, straight down the ground. Shows in a very good area as well.
Yes, indeed. One more time, he has gone big. And the ball is high in the air, and has he crossed? And what a good catch there on the boundary by Jitendra Kumar Ramanandi.
Fabulous catch indeed. For a moment he thought he's overrun it, but was able to compensate for that. That is the importance of keeping your eyes on the ball till the last moment. Went very, very high. Fawad always had his heart in his mouth because he knew that might not get the elevation, might not get the distance. It didn't. Jiten Kumar Ramanandi completes a very good catch. Fawad departs for 6, 100 for 4.
Last ball of the innings coming. And what a ball to complete a very comfortable victory for Ruwi Rangers. This has been excellent all-round cricket from Ruwi Rangers. Bousher Busters restricted to 100 for 4 in the 10 overs, chasing 140. 39 runs victory, and Ruwi Rangers secure the berth in the final of the D10.
Such a convincing victory to find themselves in the finale. Ruwi Rangers have been extraordinary throughout the tournament, and nothing's changed come the big day. They've stepped up, they had their plans clear, and they executed it to perfection. New skipper today in Wasim Ali, and you would like to believe that Sanat would be back when the finale is around.
Yes, indeed. Sanut Kalimullah, they would be definitely looking to play a big role in the final later tonight. Handshakes all around.
Bousher Busters, all they could manage was 100, whereas the asking was 140. Abdul Rauf went early. That was always a problem for Bousher Busters when they don't get a good start. Asif Khan, 16 of 7. Hamad Ifraq batted really well. Stayed there till the end for 36, but he too was slow given the equation. Shubhopal's 26 came to an end by a very good catch by Imran Alam, and Fawad Ali, after hitting a 6, departed, courtesy Jiten Kumar's good catch in the deep.
Ruwi Rangers used 9 bowlers. Mohammad Rafi, Mujibur Ali, Imran Alam and Shafatullah picked up a wicket each, but they tried almost all the bowlers.
You look at that, you look at those bowling options. You got to say the keeper refused to take his pads off, otherwise he would have rolled his arm over as well.
They had a chance, and this is Rafi bowling, and this has been straight into the hands. Some good sixes came later on from the blade of Abdul Rauf and Asif. Again, a direct catch, and then Mohit took a very good wicket, and this time cross bat heave into the stands. They were quite some good hits, but they came late, and some good catches in the deep. Going high, taking the elevation, and a very well judged catch there. Wonderful catching in the deep, one of the key factors for Ruwi Rangers.
And that's been the story throughout the tournament, isn't it? Ruwi Rangers 139 for 5 in this game in their allotted 10. Khalid Kale led the charge with 53 or just 23 balls. What an innings. Hanan Rizwan provided a good start as well with his 28, and Wasim's good hitting came of really good use to his side. 17 of 10, a cameo to remember. Bousher Busters in reply. Hamad Ifraq 36 remained unconquered, but wasn't enough on the day. 100 is all that Bousher Busters were able to manage, but the asking was of 140. Ruwi Rangers eventually pick up victory by 39 runs. We'll take a short break, and on the other side, we'll have the post-match presentation coming up.